If your ex is asking to get back together, don't go back.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why you should never take your ex back. So I've put the videos together so that you watch and learn, and I'll be back to
Don't take that man back. Don't even think about taking that man back. This is why, if your ex is toxic, if your ex has been toxic and he's saying, I'm going to change, this is it, yada, 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 girl, we got to talk. And we got to talk because you're going to better understand him, you're going to better understand men, and you're going to better understand yourself to make your dating life and your healing journey that much more better. Now, here's the thing off the rip. I'm going to hit you with that real. Why you shouldn't take him back? Because if you do, he will lose respect for you. Every time he acts up and does something disrespectful and you take him back, he loses more and more respect for you. Why? Because you are enabling his negative behavior. And in their brain, in their toxic brain, I'm not saying it makes sense, but in their brain, they see, why would a woman of value accept and normalize these actions? I wouldn't be able to respect that. Clearly, she has low self-esteem, so I'm good. I could keep going. Oh, she forgave me again? I'm going to keep going. Oh, she forgave me again? I'm going to keep going. Again, I'm not saying it's supposed to make sense. I'm just saying it's how it is. And on the second point is, a man will not change for a woman. They will change for themselves. I will say it again for the people in the back. A man will not change for a woman. They must change for themselves. Because he may say it's going to be different because of you, but all he sees is a woman that's nagging, and once you're over it and you're rubbing his back again, once he's out of the doghouse, then he will go back to his old ways. He must see on a core, fundamental, foundational, spiritual level that he must change to be who he's meant to become. He has to know who he's meant to become. He has to know his path of progress and know where he came from and take consistent action of that. And you shouldn't be the one to have to deal with it until he finds that out. Because I will say he will respect you even more if you say no. If you put your foot down, you give restrictions. You show him that there are consequences to his actions. You will give him that motherly slap in the back of the head treatment, that teacher slap in the back of the head treatment, and all that. So he knows you ain't to be messed around with. And that is when he is forced to elevate for himself before he even thinks about getting into your temple, which is your mind, body, and spirit. But can you set those boundaries for yourself? Can you be the woman that you are meant to become? Can you start that healing journey today, okay? And be able to block what does not serve you until they work on themselves and come back at it. Abundance, boo-boo. And if you need help with that, link in the bio, let's talk.
If you were a great partner in your relationship, you showed true unconditional love, you supported them, you listened to their problems, etc. But they just didn't see your worth and they treated you like an option. They didn't put in the effort and slowly they started disrespecting you. So you just had enough of it and you broke up with them, right? So undoubtedly they went out in the marketplace. They started test driving all the different options, and believe me, they test drove a lot of different options, and they've come to the conclusion that there's no love out there in the streets. No one really cares about them in the streets. People are just using them for their body out in the streets. So what's going to happen next? They're going to say, you know what? I need to go back to my ex. I need to make my way back in. Somehow need to finesse my way back in. You know, I'll shoot him a text, hey. Or shoot her a text, hey. Some little bullshit ass gesture. Hoping the other person will bite and, you know, open their arms and take you back. But remember, if this happens to you, remember how they treated you. Okay? And remember this video of me telling you they went out there. If they could, they would have stayed with somebody else who showed them genuine love and really cared about them. They're only coming back to you because they didn't find anybody out there. They felt used and abused. That's the only reason they're coming back to you. So don't fall for it.
Do not take your ex back, especially if they was the ones that cheated on you, abused you, and did you wrong. Don't take them back. I know times get lonely, but fuck that. When you take your ex back, you're giving them power. If you take them back, they like, well, oh shit, I can cheat on them, I can abuse them, I can belittle them, etc. They can take advantage of you, manipulate you, and there will be no consequences. Because guess what? You're okay with it. The more you accept it, the worse it gets. No, you are not okay with that. You were in love, so when you're in love, you accept anything. And we not taking that no more. We are moving forward in our life, and we're going to be the best version of ourselves. So we're not going to accept that. Some of y'all are so miserable right now because y'all with somebody that's doing you dirty right now. The person you were in love with thought the grass was greener on the other side. So therefore, they left. Now that they know the grass is not greener on the other side, they going to spin the block and try to talk to you again like, don't let them come back. Don't let them come see you. Once they cross that line, they stay. They made their bed. Let them lay. You move forward with your life. No matter how bad it hurts, no matter how bad it is. Don't take them back. Do this for yourself. Be a better version of yourself and leave that person in the past. Going back to your ex is like reheating McDonald's French fries. It's like taking a job back that fired you. It's not going to be the same. Accept what happened and move on. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Losing an ex is never a loss. It's a lesson. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Free game.
Yeah, my true sense, like what I think about today's video, why you should not go back to your ex, or why you should stop going back to your ex. Okay, so I know it's a very hard situation, but here's the truth: going back to your ex is really a good idea. Let's talk about it. First, let's get real about why you are tempted to go back. Is it because you miss him, or is it because you miss the idea of them? A lot of times we romanticize the relationship after it's over, focusing on the good times and conveniently forgetting the reason it didn't work out. But here is the thing: if those reasons were serious enough to end the relationship, they are probably still there. Let's talk about growth. Relationship end for a reason. Maybe you are not compatible, maybe there was lack of trust, or maybe it was just wasn't the right time. Whatever it was, if neither of you has truly worked on the issues that caused the breakup, getting back together is like trying to rebuild a house on a broken foundation. It's only a matter of time before the cracks reappear. Another thing to think about is going back to ex often keeps you stuck in the past. Instead of moving forward and opening yourself up to new possibilities, you cling to something that's already run its course. This can hold you back not only in your love life but also in your personal growth, guys. You deserve to evolve, and sometimes that means leaving the past behind. What about your other things like self-worthy? Going back to an ex, especially if the relationship was toxic or one-sided, can send a message to yourself that you're willing to settle. Maybe they didn't treat you the way you deserved, or maybe you constantly had compromised your needs. By walking away and staying away, you're choosing to prioritize your own happiness and self-respect. Now, let's be real. Loneliness can make you do things you won't normally do. Late night when you're scrolling through old photos or feeling like no one else will understand you the way your ex did, it's easy to think, what's the harm in reaching out? But don't make mistake. Loneliness for a reason is rekindle something that wasn't right for you. Instead, use that time to focus on yourself, your hobbies, and building connection with people who lift you up. Here is a tough one. Going back to your ex can block you from finding someone better. While you're busy revisiting an old chapter, you could be missing out on someone who's ready to give you the love and commitment you deserve, okay? Don't let comfort and familiarity keep you from experiencing the full potential of what love can be. Let's also talk about patterns. If your ex have a history of breaking up and getting back together, that's not a love story, it's a circle. And circles are hard to break, but once you do, you'll see how much freedom and peace comes with moving forward. And don't forget the emotional toll. Every time you go back, you'll reopen old wounds, prolong the healing process, and make it harder to truly let go. It's like tearing off a bandage before the wound has fully healed. The only way to move on is let yourself heal, and that requires distance and time. So, what can you do instead of going back? Focus on you, reconnect with things that make you happy, spend time with supportive friends, and remind yourself for the reasons the breakup happened in the first place. Journaling, therapy, or even just settling few boundaries can help you stay strong when the temptation to reach out strike. Here's the bottom line. You broke up for a reason. Don't let temporary feelings or other things lead you to back to something that doesn't serve you anymore. You deserve a life that's healthy, fulfilling, and aligned with the person you're becoming, not the person you were. Okay? So guys, don't go back. Even if you have your phone right now in your hand, don't write to him. Okay? Because if the relationship was a clear at the first place, this person, it couldn't have ended. And the other thing is that you have big reasons why you leave this person. Because one, maybe you're in an abusive relationship. Okay, if someone was abusing you, someone was belittling you, and you saw that this is not the right person, this is not the kind of man I want someone who's better. And while you're still healing, you think like, okay, let me just call back because I still love him. You're just lying to yourself, because if you think this man will change, this man will never change. Okay, someone who's abusive never changes. They never change. They just pretend some few days again, and later they come back and abuse you back. Okay, don't allow anyone to lower your self-esteem. If you think that this relationship is not right, it's not right. You're not supposed to force things. You get my point? Okay, it's better you end things at peace. Everyone goes their way. There's always a way to growth. Okay, so it's time to grow. It's time to um discover yourself, who you are, what you want in relationships, what you want in a man, what type of a man you want. And this is not a time to rush into relationships again. You have to take your time, because already remember, you're coming from this relationship which didn't work out, and you don't want your next relationship to not work out again. So again, you need to check yourself, what are you doing wrong, and also to work on other things that shouldn't affect you in the next a relationship. And don't be scared to go in the next relationship, because we've experienced a lot of ladies are scared to start a relationship because of the past experience. Let's know the past experience. Let's not you to find your partner or your husband. Okay, so you have to date when the time is right, and you feel like this is the man you want. Your gut feeling is telling you everything, and you're following what your gut feeling is telling you. Yeah, so I know it's a very hard situation. I know if you are attached to this person, you've dated for so many years with this person, but it's okay to let go sometimes. Okay, sometimes it's just a blessing when you just let people go, because you see how many good doors are going to open to you. Trust me, you just have to pray to God to give you peace so that you heal so fast. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.